What is going on, YouTube? Sorry for not uploading on Tuesday. For that, you'll get 3 videos this week. But today, with this whole entire absolute mindset, we're going to talk about this is your life. Since it's your life, you need to be selfish with it. And a lot of times, what typically stops us from being selfish is considering other people. We always take stock in what they have to say. People. People can bring you good, then people can bring you bad. But what should bring you back together is your own state of mind being absolute. If you say you're going to do something, then you need to do it. It is that simple. So let me think of things of what not to do, right? We'll make this our not category because today we're going to begin things a little bit spicy. So again, things not to do. Let's not take so many suggestions to heart. If we're not asking for suggestions, why on earth are we going to start taking them? If we're not asking for it, why are we taking it? You know, a homeless man is asking for money. And if someone gives them money, they're going to take it, you know? If we don't look like we're wanting suggestions, then don't even pay them any mind. Don't pay them any mind. Because a lot of times you'll have older people give you suggestions, you know? Like an old man will tell you, oh, you may not want to work out every single day. You may not want to deadlift because it hurt my back like crazy. Their experience may not be your experience. You need to live your life. Live it selfishly. They're from a bygone era. Their lessons can be valuable. I'm not saying don't hear them out, because if you do hear them out, make it your decision at the end of the day. Let's think of something else not to do. Another thing when it comes of what not to do when it comes to your life, I'd say living in your parents' shadow. Or matter of fact, I'd say living for others. Because the moment we start living other people's dreams, is the moment we start ignoring our very own. And our dreams should always come first. We always say what we want, what we desire, but then we're also thinking, man, my dad would be so proud of me if I became the doctor he wanted me to be instead of being the professor that I've always wanted. Even though I may make more as a doctor like my dad wants me to, my passion is being a professor, but I'm gonna go ahead and be a doctor anyway. I'm not passionate for it. I'm not passionate for that lifestyle. I'm not. So why on earth would I want to motivate myself by making somebody else proud? That is an external joy. That's external joy. It's all external. It can disappear at any moment. Your dad could die right before graduation. Or he could die right before, the white coat ceremony. And now all that sacrifice was for naught because guess what? He didn't even get to see you become the full-fledged doctor you were. Now let's think of things to do. Ooh, man. There we go. So things to do. This is what I like to do, right? Check it. Take the wheel. Take the wheel. You gotta take the wheel. Basically, this is your ship, this is your car, and you're gonna steer it. Now, there may be things you may want to avoid. There may be things you just want to go straight ahead and keep pursuing. But still, your hands are on the wheel. Ooh, man. Your hands remain on it. Because I can't tell you how many times so many people have tried to drive my own car. I can't tell you how many times. I still to this day have yet to allow somebody to borrow my car for something. I take this to heart. And again, living life to an extreme, living life in absolutes is living life in the most extreme way possible. It is better to overachieve than to underachieve. Because even though we may have overachieved, even though we may have too much dip on our chip, we got enough dip to make it still taste amazing. And that's how it is. Another thing to do. I'd say plan things out. Because if you don't, I mean, you're just going into things foolishly. Because that's what suggestions do. Suggestions make you think, okay, so this person's giving me this suggestion. They got the plan. They're going to do everything for me. You are trying to milk off something that may have or may not have worked for somebody else, thinking it will work for you. That is foolish and wishful thinking. Absolutely not. If you want something, do your own research, come up with your own plan, and get it done. There is nothing better than living a proactive life. Because if I live life on the sideline, hoping, hey coach, sub me in because you made the plan and everything, that's living life foolishly. We do not want to be fools. What we want to be is absolute. All right, I had to go review my notes, but I got some more up here for y'all. So again, one thing you don't want to be is dependent. If you're someone who always has to rely on somebody, it's not a good look. It makes you look like someone who cannot think for themselves, who cannot act on their own. Essentially, just makes you look weak. And that's what we never want to be perceived as if we really deem ourselves absolute. We need to be able to work hard, wake up every single morning, do our thing, maybe go for a run in the morning, breathe in some motivation and breathe out weakness, and get the day started. Be independent. I'm not going to put to do be independent because honestly, it's just the opposites for most of these. Next, being dishonest. If you're dishonest with others, imagine how you're going to be with yourself. If you're like, yeah, man, I got all this money from sports betting and all sorts, and you ended up losing $500 the other night, you're always going to want to tell the good news before you even want to spread the bad news. And you're probably one of those people who get motivated by other people being vulnerable instead of just being vulnerable yourself. It's that idea of being brazen. Talk honestly, be bold, because that's what being brazen is. It's about being braver than brave, bolder than bold. That's the true meaning of being brazen. So don't be dishonest. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to others. It's a disservice. We do want to better ourselves, but the one thing we don't want to do is just bring other people down with us if we're not succeeding. And that's what you're doing with being dishonest. You're doing a disservice to everyone around you. And lastly, for what not to do, stop being so sensitive. Every single time something goes wrong, you're crying over spilled milk instead of just getting up and pouring yourself another glass. Fix the problem, find the solution, and don't just cry about it, because crying, if you watch my other video with my failed grade and I was crying about that, it truly does get you nothing. It gets you nothing at all. It may get you attention, but attention does not pay the bills. Attention does not make us all happy. Attention will not solve your problem. If anything, what attention may get is a bad suggestion by somebody else. And that is not what we want. And honestly, what to do, because I don't want to keep you here forever, but the last thing to do, and this is the most important, and I'm gonna make it big over here. It is not that hard to be absolute. If you say what you're going to do and you mean what you're going to do, then go right ahead and do it. It is that idea of being absolute. It's that idea of taking things to the next extreme. Everything we do, when we say take the wheel, I'm serious. Take the wheel, and then if you're really that stressed out, say, Jesus, take the wheel. But at the end of the day, Jesus is going to give that wheel back to you because it is yours. Plan things out. You can plan things out years in advance if you wanted to. The farther out a plan, the less accurate it may be. But at the end of the day, if it's so far out, it can be adjusted as needed. Be absolute. That's what this whole channel is about. We're trying to better ourselves, not just for us mainly, but for our future, for our future children, our children's children. You as a role model being absolute, they can see that and be like, dang, I should be just like, my forefather. Because everything he said he would do, he did. He had these goals, and he did anything and everything to accomplish them. So yeah, this is the video, guys. You know, I try to make these videos not so much to focus on religion, not so much to, you know, tell you how to get girls and how to get laid. That's not what this channel is gonna be about. You know, that can come with whatever you want in life. But I want this channel to mainly be focused on, hey, let's just lock in. If we have a goal, let's do anything and everything it takes to get it. Let's stop saying we want something on a scale of 1 out of 10 as a 10 out of 10 when we're just gonna put a 4 out of 10 effort. That is ugly. That gets a swipe left on Tinder. Absolutely not. I might have just deleted the app looking at that, you know? Be absolute, guys. That's the video. Subscribe. Share this with a friend if they need it. Thank you.